All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 3 of Insider Ties. Today's conversation is going to get into the resale thing that everybody seems to be touching on YouTube, but they're talking about the idea of selling Jordans and stuff like that. What I'm getting into is a little bit more of a different discussion. So come back after the theme song and let's get into this one because it's going to be a very good show. Let's get it. All right, so this is the thing reselling. All right, and reselling is being effective for a number of reasons. And what we really have to dig into and talk about are a couple of things that everybody else seems to be overlooking, primarily because they're probably not in the shoe business the way I am. And they haven't been in the business for as long as I have. And I mean, just because people haven't heard of me doesn't mean I haven't been around. But what's happening is resellers, people who buy sneakers or buy whatever it is they buy, and they work out, they sell it on an eBay or on their website or on Amazon or some location like that. They work in what's called the gray market, the gray area. This means that they are basically third party, unlicensed or non authorized sellers of brand goods. This gray area isn't really approved of by the brands. All right. But it's so big that the brands tend to kind of leave it alone because they're moving product. But that's changed in a very big way. So, how has it changed? All right. So, how has it changed? All right, we need three things here. Three things. We got to give you these three things because if not, then it's going to go too long. And I want to keep you guys here for the duration. And I'm going to keep this as short as I can. But what has happened recently are these three things: brand alliances with online e-commerce platforms. Brand alliances with online e-commerce platforms. All right, that's the one. That's the first thing. Second thing, DTC, direct to consumer. All right. Direct to consumer. That's the second thing. And the third thing, obviously, has always been around, and that's counterfeits, replicas, and fakes. So those are the three things that I'm going to touch on very quickly today. And I'd love to get your feedback on what you think about it, and if you think I'm right. All right. I mean, if you don't think I'm right, then it's all good. But this is the thing: brand alliances with online platforms. I'm not going to drop a whole lot of pictures in like I've done in the first two episodes because I'm going straight to the heart of the discussion. Um, if you're on Amazon and you're a third party player marketplace, then you can't sell Asics, New Balance, Saucony, and there are some other products. Like if you're a person that sells purses, you can't sell Coach. Now, why is it that you can't sell these things on Amazon? Same thing is starting to take place on eBay. Brand alliances with online platforms. Etsy, Amazon, eBay. These are the biggest third-party marketplaces on in the whole e-commerce industry. All right. Brands are now aligning themselves with Amazon and eBay and Etsy and these different big platforms. And when they align themselves with these platforms, what happens is if you're a third party reseller, you have to have an invoice, an actual invoice from the company of the product that you're selling. All right, you get what I'm saying? So if I'm selling a pair of NMDs, right? Adidas NMDs, I'm doing great with them. All of a sudden, Adidas comes back and says, hey, this person has to be an authorized retail place. That means you can't use a receipt. You can't use an invoice that comes from a store. You have to actually have the physical manifest of that product being shipped directly from Adidas, or you cannot sell that product. All right. So these brand alliances with online platforms are starting to diminish the opportunity for people to resell products. It's happened on eBay, specifically with Coach. Coach actually has an eBay store. So obviously, you're never going to be able to beat Coach at his own game. All right. Now, this is the thing that's big, and this is what you have to start paying attention to. The way a company grows is by going DTC, direct to consumer. When a company is able to sell right to the customer, think about a company like the Greats brand. the shoe company Greats. Now, a lot of you guys probably wouldn't wear Greats because it's not a Jordan or Adidas or anything else, but Greats brand is actually selling shoes. And they sell directly to the consumer at the wholesale price point. In other words, they have a shoe that looks like a Roshi Run, right? And that shoe only costs $59.99. So they are selling it directly to the consumer as if the consumer is a wholesale person. They've cut out the middleman. Now, New Balance just opened a distribution facility in St. Louis. Why is this important? I got a link down here to my website with an article that discusses the opening of this facility by New Balance. New Balance is attempting to go direct to the customer. This means that you'll be able to go to the New Balance website, order something, and then since they're in St. Louis, you'll be able to get that product within 24 to 48 hours. You're talking a 2-day delivery schedule because St. Louis is in the middle of the country. It can get to both sides of the country or up and down in a matter of 2 days. It's a great opportunity for New Balance to grow their profit margins by going straight to the customer. Direct to consumer, I've talked about this several times on other shows, so you have to kind of look through where I talk about how Nike is going direct to the consumer. By getting directly to the consumer, you cut out the middleman. That means that resellers are no longer going to be able to really match the prices of an online platform from the person that created the brand. So we hit on brand alliances with online platforms, and we hit on direct to consumer e-commerce for different brands. We're hitting on the last topic now, and that's replicas, fakes, and kicks. The reason that resellers are being affected by replicas and fakes and kicks is not for the same reason that everyone else is going to say, and that, you know, when they say, oh, people are selling fakes and that's hurting the market. It is. Obviously, that hurts the market. That goes without saying. But this is what happens when people sell fake kicks on platforms that are considered basically legitimate platforms. I'm on Amazon. My bad. I'm on Amazon, right? So I have basically a perfect store rating on Amazon. I sell a certain shoe. Let's say one of the hottest shoes for the year, right? For the summer. Adidas NMDs, right? So I'm selling this shoe, and I'm selling the heck out of this shoe, right? Well, what you have now are an influx of fake sellers from China who are establishing accounts on Amazon. And I've talked about this before. It's killing the authentic or the people who are selling authentic shoes. So I can sit here and pull out a receipt and I can show proof of purchase. But like I said, because of the alliances with, well, it's not even the alliances. I take that back. Because other people are selling fake shoes, the NMD is now a shoe that is no longer authorized for third-party sellers. All right, you get what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter if I sold 30 to 40 pair of these shoes already, because the fakes are being sold on Amazon and people have complained about the fakes. The listing has now been restricted to only authorized dealers. Now, that's a good thing. I mean, you think about it, that means that you're going to be getting your shoes from an authorized dealer of Adidas products. However, those guys have completely jacked the price of the shoe up, man. So the Adidas NMD is going for like $250 on Amazon, and that's insane. I'm like, dude, I mean, the shoe costs $120 plus tax, it's like $135 plus shipping, it's like $150. All right, the max amount that shoe should probably sell for in resale, you know what? Some people may be willing to pay $50 for it. So maybe $200, $205 would be a decent price in a resale market for that shoe. These cats, man, because they now control the market, it hurts you, the consumer, which sucks. All right, but this is the thing. When they pull these shoes down and they prevent a person like me who has a perfect rating, perfect feedback from selling the shoe, then fakes have literally hurt the consumer who's looking to buy authentic shoes, specifically as it relates to a website like Amazon. All right? And when we start looking at this stuff and we start thinking about how the fakes are hurting the market and things like that, it really hurts the consumer, because now if I'm here in a city where people don't really wear those kind of shoes that much, they wear Jordans because we're a Nike town in Memphis, then here's an opportunity for me to get other people the shoe at a fair price. So it's a really bad situation. But these are the three things that are really affecting the resale game right now. And it's not the same thing that everybody else is talking about. So when you talk to someone from now on, bring up these points: direct to consumer, brand alliances with online or e-commerce people, and the idea that the fakes are actually removing authentic shoes from Amazon or eBay or different locations where there are a lot of people selling. So those are the three talking points that you can bring up from now on. This is the third episode of Insider Ties. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It went longer than I thought it was, but I think it's pretty informative. And if you stayed this long, if you hit me and you need a size 9.5, 8.5, 11.5 in the NMDs, I'll give them to you for $150 right now. Drop me a line in the comments, and you can get the shoes. I only got 3 pair left though, so you better make it quick. See you guys next Tuesday. Another episode of Insider Ties. Peace.